Chapter 7 of the Bhagavad Gita is called Jnana Vijnana Yoga, which means the yoga of knowledge and realization. It is a profound dialogue between Lord Krishna and the warrior Arjuna on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Krishna, acting as Arjuna's charioteer and spiritual guide, has been revealing the secrets of life, death, and the true nature of reality. In this chapter, Krishna delves deeper into the nature of divine knowledge, the difference between the material and spiritual worlds, and the path to liberation from suffering. Arjuna is a conflicted warrior torn between his duty to fight and his aversion to violence. Krishna, through his teachings, aims to alleviate Arjuna's confusion and despair, not just for Arjuna's sake, but for the benefit of all humanity. He unveils the path to true peace and liberation, which lies in understanding the nature of the self and its relationship to the divine. The chapter begins with Krishna declaring that he will impart the highest knowledge, the knowledge that leads to liberation from the cycle of birth and death. This knowledge, he says, is the secret of all secrets, the purest essence of wisdom. By understanding and integrating this knowledge, one can transcend the limitations of the material world and attain lasting peace and fulfillment. Krishna's teachings in this chapter are not just abstract philosophical concepts, but practical guidelines for living a meaningful and fulfilling life. By understanding the nature of the self, the world, and the divine, we can make choices that lead us towards liberation and lasting happiness. Krishna begins by explaining the concept of duality in existence. He speaks of two natures in the world, the perishable and the imperishable. The perishable comprises everything we perceive with our senses, the physical body, the world around us, all material objects. This material energy, while appearing real and substantial, is constantly changing and subject to decay and destruction. The imperishable, on the other hand, is the eternal, unchanging reality that underlies all of existence. It is the divine essence, the source of all life and consciousness. This is our true nature, the Atman, which is beyond birth and death, never subject to change or decay. Krishna further explains that there is a third superior energy called the Kshetrajna, the knower of the field. This is the individual consciousness, the spark of the divine that resides within each being. It is the witness to both the perishable body and the imperishable self. Understanding these three concepts, the perishable body, the imperishable self, and the individual consciousness, is crucial for attaining true knowledge. Krishna emphasizes that the body is merely a garment worn by the eternal self. Just as we change clothes, the soul changes bodies through the cycle of birth and death. Clinging to the material world and identifying with the temporary physical body is the root cause of suffering. True liberation comes from realizing our true nature as the imperishable self, the Atman, which is one with the divine. One of the key obstacles to realizing our true nature is Maya, the illusion that clouds our perception and keeps us trapped in the cycle of birth and death. Krishna describes Maya as a divine power, a veil that obscures the true nature of reality. It is the force that makes the imperishable appear perishable, the infinite seem finite. Krishna explains that Maya operates through the three gunas, sattva, rajas, and tamas. These qualities are present in all aspects of creation and influence our thoughts, emotions, and actions. Sattva is the quality of purity, harmony, and illumination. Rajas is the quality of passion, activity, and desire. Tamas is the quality of ignorance, inertia, and darkness. These gunas are in constant flux, and their interplay determines our experiences in the material world. Attachment to the gunas binds us to the cycle of birth and death. Liberation comes from transcending the influence of the gunas and recognizing our true nature beyond these qualities. Krishna emphasizes that true knowledge lies in understanding the illusory nature of Maya and the three gunas. By recognizing that our true self is beyond these temporary influences, we can break free from their grip and experience the eternal bliss of liberation. Having explained the nature of reality and the obstacles to liberation, Krishna reveals the path to attaining true knowledge devotion. He emphasizes that true knowledge is not merely intellectual understanding, but a deep experiential knowing that comes through unwavering devotion to the divine. Krishna describes four types of people who are drawn to him: the distressed, the seeker of knowledge, the seeker of wealth, and the wise. While each approaches the divine with different motivations, it is the wise, those who have dedicated their lives to the pursuit of self-realization, who are dearest to him. He stresses that even those who initially approach the divine with material desires can, through their devotion and surrender, attain true knowledge and liberation. The key is to cultivate unwavering faith and love for the divine and to surrender our ego-driven desires to a higher power. Devotion for Krishna is not about rituals or outward displays of piety. It is about cultivating a deep, loving relationship with the divine, constantly remembering and surrendering to the will of the higher power. Through this practice of bhakti yoga, the heart purifies, the mind becomes clear, and the veil of Maya gradually dissolves, revealing the truth of our divine nature. Section 5. The rare few who seek the divine. Krishna acknowledges the rarity of those who truly seek the divine. He compares them to a precious gem hidden among countless grains of sand. Most people, he explains, are caught up in the illusion of the material world, pursuing fleeting pleasures and temporary satisfactions. They are blinded by their desires and attachments, unable to see beyond the veil of Maya. They remain trapped in the cycle of birth and death, unaware of their true nature and the path to liberation. However, there are a chosen few who, through divine grace or past life tendencies, are drawn to the spiritual path. They are the ones who thirst for true knowledge, who seek something beyond the material realm. These are the ones who have the potential to break free from the cycle of suffering and attain lasting peace and fulfillment. Krishna encourages Arjuna and all of us to strive to be among these rare souls. He assures us that the path to liberation is open to all who sincerely seek it. It is through consistent effort, unwavering devotion, and surrender to the divine that we can overcome the illusions of the material world and attain true freedom. Section 6. Overcoming delusion, embracing the divine. Krishna emphasizes that the greatest obstacle to liberation is delusion, the misconception of the true nature of the self and the divine. This delusion arises from identifying with the temporary physical body and the ever-changing material world. To overcome this delusion, Krishna advocates for a shift in perspective. He encourages us to view the world through the lens of the Atman, the eternal self. When we recognize our true nature as the imperishable self, the illusions of the material world begin to lose their grip on us. He further explains that true liberation is not about escaping the world, but about changing our relationship to it. It is about recognizing the divine presence in all things and acting with awareness and detachment. By transcending the limitations of our ego-driven desires and aligning ourselves with the will of the divine, we can experience true peace and freedom, even amidst the challenges of the material world. Krishna's message is a call to action. He encourages us to break free from the chains of delusion, to awaken to our true nature as the divine spark within, and to live a life guided by wisdom, compassion, and unwavering devotion. Section 7. The Supreme Knowledge Knowing Krishna. In the latter part of Chapter 7, Krishna reveals the essence of the supreme knowledge, knowing him in truth. He declares that those who truly know him, who understand his divine nature and his role as the creator, sustainer, and destroyer of the universe, have attained the highest wisdom. He explains that he is the source of all that exists, the material and spiritual worlds, all beings and all phenomena. To know Krishna is to know the ultimate reality, the ground of all existence. This knowledge is not merely intellectual but experiential, a deep, intuitive understanding that arises through devotion, surrender, and the grace of the divine. Krishna emphasizes that those who possess this knowledge are free from all doubts, fears, and attachments. They have transcended the limitations of the ego and have realized their oneness with the divine. They live in a state of constant bliss and liberation, unaffected by the dualities and illusions of the material world. Section 8. Surrender and Attain Me. Krishna concludes Chapter 7 with a powerful message of hope and liberation. He assures Arjuna that those who surrender to him, who make him their sole refuge, will undoubtedly attain him. He emphasizes that this surrender is not a sign of weakness but the ultimate act of courage and wisdom. It is the letting go of our ego-driven desires, our attachments to the material world, and our limited human understanding. It is a complete surrender to the will of the divine, a trust in the infinite wisdom and compassion of the higher power. Krishna promises to liberate those who take refuge in him from all sins and sorrows. He assures them that he will guide them, protect them, and lead them towards the ultimate goal of life, liberation from the cycle of birth and death and union with the divine. This message of surrender and grace is a source of immense comfort and inspiration for spiritual seekers. It reminds us that we are not alone in our journey, that there is a higher power who loves us unconditionally and who is always there to guide and support us on the path to liberation. Section 9. The Blessed Fruit of Wisdom. Chapter 7 of the Bhagavad Gita concludes with a powerful image. Those who have attained true knowledge, who have realized their oneness with the divine, are like a lamp in a windless place, their flame unwavering and bright. They have transcended the storms of desire, fear, and ignorance, and rest in the peace and stillness of their true nature. This is the blessed fruit of wisdom, the ultimate goal of human life. It is a state of perfect freedom, bliss, and fulfillment, a state where all duality ceases and the individual self merges with the infinite ocean of consciousness. Krishna's teachings in this chapter offer a profound roadmap for spiritual seekers of all levels. They remind us of our true nature as divine beings, reveal the obstacles that keep us trapped in suffering, and illuminate the path to liberation through devotion, surrender, and the grace of the divine. By integrating these teachings into our lives, we can embark on a journey of self-discovery, transformation, and ultimately the realization of our true potential as beings of infinite love, wisdom, and bliss.